Hello, hello. It's not Monday, it's Wednesday. I'm here to work you out on what I affectionately call hump day, that hump you have to get over in the middle of the week to get to Friday. Today's kind of a special live. I'm flattered that LifePro has asked me to ramble about one of their products that I actually do enjoy using in corporation with many of the toys they've sent me. But one of the big things on my vibration plates that I'm always struggling with, especially with my women, so yes, I'm talking to you, is upper body technique when we start doing push-ups and planks and things like that. So the tool I'm talking about today is a really amazing tool, not only as you know as a workout, but it's a really good way to get your technique, your posture down if you're just starting with certain upper body exercises. Today we're talking about the Infinity Box sets. There are two different types. One is the Infinity Box, one is the Infinity Box Plus. And accessories between the two of them are the same, but there's a little few more features on the Plus set. They are both on phenomenal sale. Today we are going to be giving away one of each. So we're going to give away an Infinity Box set, and we're also going to be giving away one of the Plus sets. If you're struggling with upper body or are just starting to get active, working on your technique, I think you're going to enjoy some of the tips I'll show you today. For my workout crowd, part of the reason I also love this set is it doesn't require being plugged into a wall or require power. So for those of you that travel lots or like to travel light, you live at the office, but you still want to get some exercise in. The tool we're going to be discussing today comes, first of all, in a very cool carrying bag. One of the things I just love about LifePro's products is there's always that forethought into what you're going to do when you're done with it. So for those of you that have maybe seen similar devices out there in the market, LifePro has had this one now for a few months. This is folded in half. And I just literally took this one out of the box this morning. This is the Infinity Box set. Hi, Cindy. And hello, Lanny. Thank you guys for joining me today. We are going to be giving one away. So if you're joining me and you'd like to be entered, actually, we're giving two of these away today, one of each set. Please let me know why you're here. If you're familiar with something or seen or worked with something like this before. And there's a lot of different things that you can do with this. It's a very versatile tool, but I'm going to focus on my demographic, that almost 50 plus woman. And a lot of women talk to me about my arms. Oh, how do you get your arms? A lot of what I do, and I think where my success and my shape and sculpting my body over the years using the vibration plate improved dramatically when my technique improved, when I was doing it right. If you're going to do something and you're going to put some time and effort into it, you may as well learn some basics. But not all of us have access to like awesome personal trainers and gyms, and the last couple of years has really taken a toll. So this is a really cool tool. It's kind of a little gem in a box, but as far as a technique and coaching tool, I, as the coach, really enjoy some of the features this is going to offer you. Hello, Sherry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a little bit of a demonstration on this. I want to show you some of the accessories that come with it. And I would like to talk questions at the end of it. Maybe you're starting with upper body, not sure where to start. Maybe you struggle with upper body because you carpal tunnel or bad shoulder. Sometimes it's not that we don't want to work out. There's things physically that are challenging us from it being, possible. So I'm going to step away from the camera here a little bit. Hello, Polly. Hello, Diane. And hello, Cindy and Sherry. So as I ramble further away and my eyesight gets further away from the camera, please make sure that you comment if you're joining me here today. The two sets we're going over, and the one I'm featuring now, is called the Infinity Box workout set. This one retails, I've seen them anywhere from $250 to $400, depending on where or from. But of course, LifePro, lifetime warranty, customer support and service. When you're shopping for a product that, there's a few different examples in the market, look at the company. Is there somebody there if you have questions, or God forbid something happens, or maybe there's something missing in the box? For those of you that deal with LifePro now, you know what a positive experience it is. So support that experience and consider other products that they're offering. So this thing regularly is $259. It's on sale for $115.49 today. So less than half price. It's summer. You don't want to be inside. You want to be outside. It was too windy for me to be on the deck doing this today on the camera. But this is a great tool to take with you to the cabin, the office, work out in your yard if that's where you'd prefer to do it. The bigger set, the plus, and I'll get into some of the differences between the two, is for a few bucks more. $123.99 is the sale price today. Regular $299, so it's about $40 more regular price. Today at $123.99. Why wouldn't you? Once I go through a bit of the demonstration, you might have a better clue as to which may suit, how elaborate you are with your workouts, how much you want to progress and where will help you decide maybe which set is better suited for you. So to start, you'll see there's a little Velcro tab here. So when this thing folds in half, it stays folded in half. So if you want to walk to your day and do your thing, okay? So we're going to undo the Velcro. It stays attached so you don't lose it. Now, on the inside of this thing is where I want to start. Okay, here's what it looks like completely. And you'll see it's not only black and sexy that goes nice with every interior, but there's kind of some cool color markings on these. And so what are these? There's these little holes in here. There's these little roller dealies. And there's a few different things that, I've got it upside down. Okay. So I'm going to zoom in real close on the muscle dude. You see here? You see where it shows these pictures on here? Okay. So you'll notice, if I can show you close enough, see how the colors are the same as the marks on here? So if I want to work this, it sort of gives you a guide, a color-coded guide as to, I want to work this area, or I want to work my shoulders, I want to work my biceps. So part of exercising effectively is understanding, how to position your body to target the muscle groups that you're trying to target. So as an upper body tool, I can't say enough about this. The other reason I love this, and I'll show you now some accessories and how this thing all works together. If I'm cutting my head off on cramp, it is a great price today. So if this is something you've been looking at, I would jump on it. We know what's happening in the world with shipping prices and so forth. So I would take advantage of the cost of this device today. So this goes on the floor. How hard was that? You stand on it. And I knew I was going to get cut out of camera. So let me just move back here a little bit. You can see I have Lifepro stuff everywhere today. Okay. So this is a surface that you stand on. Again, it can be done practically anywhere. But some of the accessories that come with this to give you more insight, and I'm going to start with upper body because that's sort of what I've been talking about. The first piece of accessory, and kind of the big piece for upper body, is handles. If you've ever worked at a gym or you've looked at some of the fitness sections in your department store, you'll see these things called push-up assists. And I used to have a lot of them because my wrists, when I used to do traditional push-ups, sometimes it's hard on the wrists if you don't have the strength or you are dealing with carpal tunnel or surgeries in the past. So one of the big things that I really like about this, if you're using a traditional push-up, your hands at quite an angle, by putting them on these handles, it gives you the ability to hang on, but it's not the dramatic angle on the wrists and not the pressure on the wrists. So it's a better way to start getting into upper body exercises. Like me, you may progress and not need this type of support to do your push-ups going forward. But you may find going forward, due to structural issues or surgeries you've had, or it just feels better, you're going to like these. It's going to give you a little bit more support, and again, less taxing on the wrists if there are issues here. So how this works, it's quite simple. I'm trying to get a little bit closer here. So you'll see, I'm going to start with a very basic, simple thing. So I'm going to put this here, this here, okay, attaches to the board just to have a visual, okay. I'm going to place this on the floor. Hopefully you can see me, okay. I will say also for my ladies, if you are not doing push-ups now, or even my guys, anyone out there dealing with, maybe you're not conditioned, or perhaps you're dealing with a low back or a hip issue, you may not want to extend your push-up right to the toes. You don't need to make it the hardest push-up right off the bat. If you're doing a push-up on your toes, you're using all of your body weight as part of the equation. So I want you focusing on technique. And like I say, for those of you looking at working upper body, whether it's on your vibration plate or on the floor or at the gym, this is an amazing tool to get the technique down and make sure that your form is worth the time and effort you're putting into this. So you hang on to the handles, and again, right off the bat, it's so much easier on the wrists for some than coming down on the hands. And what I want you to do just to start out is just be on your knees. You don't need to be on your toes, okay? If you're doing this for the first time, I'm kind of bent like I'm in a bit of a cat-cow. If you exercise a little bit more regularly, you may elongate your body, but you want to make sure that your body weight is over the device. So have the shoulders in line with the hands. That's one thing I coach for vibration plates to minimize head vibration. So just get into that habit now. And right now, my hands in this position are about shoulder width apart. So I'm feeling it in the neck and the shoulders. And if I look at these little pictures I showed you, yeah, that's the red area. Debbie's doing it right. Go figure. So let's say I want to work the shoulders. In some of my sessions, I've talked about angles of your hands. So if your hands are on your vibration plate, and by changing the angles of your hands, you're targeting different muscle groups, okay? So I'm going to change these because I want to work my shoulders. So I'm going to show you what this looks like. I'm putting it now on the pink slot. So we had it, I'm going to show you. We had it here. I'm changing it to here, and you'll see the angle is different. But pay attention to what my body looks like. Okay? So all of a sudden, instead of my hands being in this position, I'm having to turn my hands, and my knuckles are starting to face towards each other. I'm at that 45-degree angle. And I can feel, I can definitely feel it more in the front of the forearms. I'm feeling it on the back of my arms. So just without even doing a movement, just by holding your body here on these different angles, you're going to feel what muscle groups are kind of holding you up. Okay. So if I wanted to target this, and I did want to do some movement, I would suggest keeping your movement very slow, very controlled. The faster you go, the more the technique tends to go out the window. So just slow and up. Only work within your range of motion. It's always harder coming back up than going back down. Maybe you want to hold down here, come up part way. If you have arthritis, you tend to have joint pain, things like that. Sometimes dynamic movement isn't your best friend. So you could do a position like this, in 3 different angles. So start higher up, come down, hold for 2 to 3 seconds, come further, hold again. Okay. You kind of got to pay attention to what your body's telling you. And so, as I said, when you're starting out, if you just hold the position, you will feel where this is targeting your body. I want to show you another variation now, more so for, let's say, the advanced crowds. So for those of you that are doing these exercises here now, just wait. Okay. Hang on a second here. Sorry, there was a little message popping up. My internet seems to be fine now. There's way on the outside here. You see those bad boys? Okay. I should have done this first, so I'm not fatigued. Okay. So maybe I'm up for a bit more of a challenge, and I want to work different muscle groups, or I want to challenge myself. Okay. So for some of my guys out there that are training regularly and you have nice, big, strong shoulders, sometimes you want to go wider and challenge yourself a little bit more. And I love this one, but man, does it kick my butt. So my hands are like really, really wide. And what I like doing with this one is I like coming down and I like rolling up. So feel that? Oh, that feels amazing on my back. Okay, that's probably not for my guys, but I'm not 6'6" like some of my big dudes, but this is amazing on the chest, the biceps. This one's going to kick your butt. This one's indicating it's more just the neck and the shoulders, but I'm feeling it everywhere. If you are up for more challenge, for my athletic crowd, go to the toes. Wear your weight vest. Use this as a warm up before you're doing weights, or maybe you've got some of the adjustable weights. This is just a fabulous tool to make sure you're targeting those muscle groups effectively. And like I see, there's a guide there, so you kind of get into this. You want to follow the rules and go through the checklist. So what I'm finding as I play with this is I'm a little bit more diligent about. I always do a little bit of upper body. I'm always moving these darn machines around, doing things like that, but it's purposeful. I forget about the bat wings sometimes, and I don't notice it till I see them flapping on camera or in summer when I'm seeing them. So by doing this, I kind of do a set of each of the rotations. It takes me, 2 to 3 minutes, and I'm good. So I want to show you a couple more variations with this and a couple of other tools that come with it. So that's a little bit, I only did a couple of examples on upper body, but there's quite a few different variations. This is the traditional, this is the original set. So this is the Infinity Box set. We're giving 2 of these away today. The upgraded set, which I actually don't have here at the moment, the Plus set has a few more options as far as holes. So there's a couple more positions available on that. The size, everything else is the same. This would be, I would say, more of a basic use to maintenance. If you're looking for something a little bit more advanced, a little bit more challenging, more variety to progress with down the road, the Plus set has a few more configurations than the regular box set. That's the only difference between the two. The accessories are all the same. So the first accessories I showed you were the push-up assist handles. And even if you're only using this for upper body, you're going to love it for the price. Not everybody, weights and weightlifting is a pull activity, whereas things like a push-up is more body weight. It's a push activity. It works your muscles in a very different way. So it's a great complement if you are doing weights right now and you want to encompass more traditional training styles with your push-ups. But for those of you that, are just getting started at this, you need that structure, you need some direction. I think you're really going to like, kind of the guide that this offers you and the legends to navigate how to isolate certain muscles, because we've all got areas that we want to target, right? So a couple of other things. So in the kit, and I'm not going to go through all of these today because I'm simply just not coordinated enough. There are, first off, 2 sets of straps. And I always have to do my little accessory thing. I love that Lifepro has taken that little extra bit of care. There's all kinds of resistance bands out there on the market. But when I've worked in a commercial environment with them, I don't want to see plastic. I don't want to see the potential for harm, because in a commercial environment, you tend to push your equipment a little more than we do at home. So all of the grommets are metal. The rubber itself is encased in fabric. The straps at the end, this is solid. This is very solid. And there's 2 different sizes. So the shorter ones can be used for leg exercises. The longer ones are more for upper body exercises. How do these work, Debbie? Let me show you. Okay. On the bottom of the board. Okay, where am I at? First of all, you see these little wheelies? We're going to feed those straps through there. And we are going to connect them to, so you had the color markings on the front of the board. On the back of the board, you see these little numbers? 2, 3, okay. And there's these knobs. So the straps will attach to these in different positions. And the closer to the center, the more tension your strap is going to have when it rolls through here. The further away, the less tension. So it's kind of changing the resistance depending on where you attach the strap. So I have not played with these a lot, so patience, please. Bear with me for a moment. One. Where's the other one? Oh, here. Thank you for your patience. All right. And then we simply flip this over. And essentially, I also want to show you, also included, okay, handles. And these would clip on here. But to be honest with you, I have little hands. So this is what you do. I've just been hanging onto the straps for these. For me, the handles add a little bit of extra length. And you could squat down a little bit and do some bicep curls or some raises or, work on those triceps. So you can stand on the board. One thing that I've been doing with the board is just sort of positioning my feet a little bit wider, narrower, whatever type of squat you like to do, and upper body resistance. For the shorter ones, I just want to show you those as well. I'm not going to demonstrate those, but I'm going to show you. They attach in the same fashion to the underside of the board, but there are these little ankle cuffs. So you can use these and attach them do some leg lifts to get some resistance that way. But what I'm most excited to show you about with these is there's a last little accessory. If any of you have worked with resistance systems, the board is great, and I do enjoy the pull, but maybe you're wanting to work something a little bit more like this. There's a door attachment too. So you can use your plate, but you can also use it in your door. And you've seen systems that work that way. So that's what there's a little foam wheel. Okay. And this attaches to your straps. Okay. 411. Will these straps work for me? Yes. You know what? They absolutely will. I work with a few itty bitties, and I haven't had any issues with it, but I've tied knots to shorten in my straps a little bit. So you could take, sorry, I just happened to notice a good question while I was there. So if you're super duper short, tie a knot in the middle and just take a bit of a length out of the equation. That's what I've done in the past. I haven't had any issues with my straps that way. I wouldn't do a knot this way, but I think if you tie one knot in on this, I think you're going to find it's probably going to take a good 4 to 6 inches out of it for you. So just a tip there, Diana. Everybody struggles with push-ups. That's why I'm focusing on this. The other accessory, okay. There's so many toys to play with this. And to be honest, a lot of this for me as a trainer was a little bit challenging. You kind of get stuck in your own head, just like you do at home. I like doing my thing on the machine and the vibe. But this kind of made me refocus. I've been doing that 15 years and, I love what I do, but you become a creature of your own habits. So it was nice to kind of look, I don't have it set up right now, but I was incorporating this next tool with upper body while my feet were on the plate. So this here, again, I'm going to talk about quality. There's a little wheel, metal, not plastic. This is foam on this handle, and you'll see there's these two red things. You'll notice, right, on the ends, okay, this screws together so that when you are done with your set, you can collapse it smaller. I have the wheel from my original set still assembled. So you put the wheel on one end and you simply screw them together. I should have done this beforehand, but I didn't. Okay, and you'll notice sometimes the threads on equipment when you get it are new, it's the first time. So it might be a little stiff on that first use. Okay, so now see how my wheel's in the middle? Okay. Now I've detached my straps, but one of the things you can do with this wheel, if you've got core strength now and you're comfortable doing this type of an exercise, this is kind of called like an ab wheel, and you roll out and do this. You can increase, instead of standing on the plate as I was doing with the curls, you can attach your plates to the ends of this bar and get a little more resistance when you're pulling that. So I don't know how well you're seeing me on camera here. Just a sec. Just a sec. I got accessories everywhere. Do you know how much it would cost you just to go buy all of these individually? An ab wheel, push-up assist, resistance bands. You couldn't for the price they're selling these for today. So this here, again, if you're dealing with low back pain or you don't do core exercises now, I am not doing this on my toes on camera. Have I tried? Yes. Can I do it? Once. Once maybe. So that's, for an example, I can do crunches, I can do planks all day on the machine, but when I tried doing two or three of these, I darn near died. So for me, it was exciting to have a new challenge. I'm very conditioned in what I do because I do it all the time. But sometimes just adding a simple little change to your routine just adds a whole new level of challenge that you never realized was there. So this one, I love using this with my knees on my vibration plate and rolling out. I don't need the extra resistance. I find I'm still working on my stability and my back strength. For those of you that are using this type of an exercise now, I think you'd enjoy adding the straps and attaching it to the board to give yourself a little bit more pull and resistance on the way out and more resistance on the way back. So I can literally for 2 hours show you combos here. I don't want to overwhelm anyone. The big thing I'm trying to do today is point out the simplicity of using this as a tool to focus on technique. But at the same time, for those of you that are advanced in your level of conditioning, training, and you're looking to step up your game without breaking the bank, this is an awesome walk-away tool that just makes life a little bit more versatile as far as, especially summer. Like I say, you can use this thing in the garden if you really had to. One last thing before I do get to some questions I wanted to point out. The only thing that I haven't shown you that comes with it, when you get your set in the box, you'll see there's these little rubber feet, okay? If you are planning on taking your board like with you and folding it up, and what happens is these feet they get inserted. So just to give you a little bit of grip on the ground, and it won't completely close if the feet are on it. So I leave my feet off it because I tend to fold it up and put it away. But if you're like hanging it up on the wall or you've got the room to store it, you can just leave your feet on all the time. They go in and out fairly easy. But if you get this all assembled and you're all proud that you did it, and then you try folding it up and wonder why not, the feet add a little bit of distance and it won't completely close. So if you find that you're closing it and storing it after the fact, either take the feet off or just leave them off altogether and put them on a yoga mat or something. Grip safety is important, but you'll understand what I mean when you get them. If you're folding it up all the time, I find it's a pain in the butt to take them on and off. So I have one with the feet on, hanging on the wall at the back. This one I'm just going to leave without because I do take and show clients and stuff. So it'll fold up flush without the feet on it. Okay, so that's what those are. And now I'm going to get to some questions. I just want to recap. There's two different sets available. We're giving away today the basic set, two of them. We're going to give away two sets of the Infinity box set. It normally retails for $259. Lifepro's got it on today for $115.49. So again, less than half price. No brainer. The Infinity Plus set, and as I said, the difference between the two models, the accessories are all the same, but you're going to get a few more placement indicators for the hands. There's a couple more holes in the bigger set. And size, packaging, accessories are all the same. There's just a bit more variety with that. So if you're at a good level of health now and you're looking at using this more as an athletic tool and challenging yourself, you might enjoy the extra configurations on the other set. The Plus set is regular $299, and today it's on for $123.99. So the big thing I was talking about today, and there's a bazillion different ways we could talk about how to use this product. What I've gotten excited about as a coach, my struggle with my ladies has always been upper body. It's our weak spot. We worry about what's in the jeans, and the guys worry about what's when they take the shirt off. We don't tend to pay attention to this until tank top season, or when you're trying to all of a sudden reach some pickles out of the cupboard one day and things. We don't tend to pay attention to this as much as our legs are strong. I always say we can do squats all day long. It's when we get into push-ups and planks. And if you're not using these regularly, sometimes we do struggle. If you're not, like I say, working with a trainer or someone that can give you proper guidance, it's very easy to think you're working working out because you're sweating and you're sore when you're done, but you want to make sure that you're effective in your exercises. And if you're going to progress and build on these exercises, you want to make sure the basic foundations and good technique is there to start. And I just absolutely love this. The other number 2 reason that I love for upper body, especially for my ladies, is for those of you that are dealing with upper body deficiencies, bad wrists, elbows, shoulders, all those kinds of things, because they hurt. So we avoid the exercises and we don't do them. And then when we do return, we've digressed and that hill's a little bit bigger to climb. So as I said, if you've never worked with a push-up assist tool, they're fabulous. I've gotten to the point where my wrists don't bother me nearly as much as I used to when I was a banker. And I find I don't need the push-up assists, but back in my studio days, a lot of my ladies, I put them on the machine, or I always recommend in my sessions, start on the floor, get the technique down before you do it on the machine. That makes it harder. So this just takes the angle out of the wrist. And to be honest, for a lot of my seniors, by hanging on to this to do your push-ups versus this way, I think you develop some more finger strength, some grip strength. There's other, and it doesn't need to be a mean push-up. Focus on the technique, position yourself. As I said, for those of you that might be joining me a little bit later, right on the board, you'll see there's these little men pictures from the waist up, and it kind of shows you, if you want to work a certain body part, you'll notice that the colors line up. And it sort of gives you a guide as to, what this angle is going to work and what this angle is going to work. Whether you're on your knees and you're just getting used to how it feels, or you're pushing yourself to your toes and strapping 100 pounds on your back, what level you start at and where you progress is kind of, based on you. It's a very individual thing. A lot of people don't like that I'm never black and white with my answers, but if we were all exactly the same, you wouldn't need people like me, because, the one book would suit everybody's needs. So, and it'd be kind of boring, I think, too. So we're going to get to other things. Is there a reference chart of exercises? Hang on, I need to pull this out. I didn't get to the pieces of paper that came with it, did I? So, of course, when you get any of your Lifepro products new, make sure that you go in and you register your warranty. But please also make sure that you join the VIP group if you're not a member. There's nothing funner than being around, a few thousand people just like yourself that have questions and answers and, sharing. I can show you all the ideas in the world, but you may not like the way that I do it, or you may be dealing with a different deficiency than me. So variety is important. I'm just looking here. Someone asked me, is there an exercise guide? There absolutely is. What I like about this, and this is going to be silly, with something like this, you don't want a poster. You don't want a poster, and I'll tell you why. You can use upper body exercises are kind of a universal thing. But the last thing you want to be doing is you're in your position, and I got to look at my poster, right? Somebody was thinking, this can be put in front of your brain on the floor. So for the upper body stuff, you can put this on the floor and you can do some variations looking that way. But yes, at the back of the manual, there are pages and pages of variations. So, how to use the ab wheel, how to use, how do you do like an alternating bench press? You can lay on your back and use those short ones. There's unlimited potential for different types of exercises on here. I always say on the vibration machine, you're only limited by your imagination and your range of motion. Same deal applies here, except it doesn't require power. So I think like I say, if you're focusing on upper body and you're trying to get into that, and you've put it off for 4 or 5 decades, like I did at one point, this is a great way to get started. Minimal investment. And as you start moving and feeling better and getting stronger, I always recommend starting simple. But I think as you progress, you may want to do different things, more elaborate exercises. And there's so many ways that you can progress, from standing exercises on the plate, from doing ab exercises. And you can also incorporate this probably with other equipment that you have around the house. So there's quite a few ideas in the back of the book. And any exercises, if you're looking for, something different, there's thousands of, just Google resistance band exercises or resistance door exercises. There's examples out there all over the place. This just gives you a really convenient platform to not only, like I say, kind of house it all together and give you a guide, but it incorporates other tools to you can totally make this a total body experience. And it's light, it's portable. Maybe it's at the office, and sometimes unlike a vibration plate or a treadmill or something, it's kind of a quiet workout. So if you work in like a library or somewhere where you have to be quiet, um, you know, it's not like you're not hearing the ambient sounds, the mechanical exercise machines. I usually don't get a lot of complaints, but sometimes people are conscious, and it's just you and your own body weight, and maybe a bit of grunting and sweating if you're exerting yourself. So take some time going through the manual. Keep it simple, keep it short. Keep it consistent. That's really going to be the key when you're starting these exercises. Some of the stuff I went over kind of quick, how to attach the straps is in here, what the different numbers on the underside for attaching those resistance bands means, how to loop them and decide, which resistance band that you're using, things like that. So spend some time. I know it's hard. You get these things and you rip them apart and you just want to get on it. So go ahead and play, but do spend some time. There's been a lot of time and effort put into this, and that's part of one of the reasons I recommend Lifepro is they're there to support you. Nobody's an expert in everything, including the people at Lifepro, but we learn by questions and exchanges and experience. And everybody's got something to benefit from a set like this, where you start and where you progress. I'd be really excited to see if some of you are considering this today. I'm going to recap the price one more time, and then I'm going to get to questions. And then at the end, if you want to win one of the Infinity box sets, make sure you've made a comment or asked me a question or told me where you're from, something so we can get you entered for the draw. So the Infinity box set, the one I was showing today, is regular of $259. It's on for $115.49, less than half price. The Plus, that has a few more configurations for the push-ups, as I mentioned, is $299 regular, on for $123.99. There's some really amazing deals for summer going on for Lifepro. This is just another one of them. And I think I'm glad that they've done a little special bonus with me today in doing this video. It's one of those things that maybe you haven't considered. I know that you're spending more time outside and away from the house, hopefully this time of year. Traveling to the cabin or friends, and you don't want to digress with all the hard work that you've done so far. So this is a great little addition to your Lifepro arsenal that doesn't require, like I say, anything more than you opening up and getting to work. So let me scroll down. Thank you for listening to me ramble. Okay, who have I not said hello to? Hello, Chris from Nebraska. Hello, Tina. Always need workout ideas for home. Hello, Phyllis. Ramona, hello from Brooklyn, New York. It is a great price today, Facebook user, whomever you are. Hello. Lanny, hello. I've been Lifepro junkie and happy camper as a result since early 2021. I have purchased 15 of their products for myself and their family members. Good for you. I have upper body challenges due to osteoporotic, spinal fractures and thoracic spinal fractures, and need to work harder on strengthening my upper body supporting muscles. I would love to add the Infinity to my Lifepro. Ideal tool. I would love to see you progress to vibration, and don't be scared if you don't use vibration. There's no reason no one can't use a vibration machine without proper guidance, but sometimes when we're dealing with bones and neck issues, if our medical people don't understand, they think it's like shaking and rattling. Absolutely not. But I will say, Lanny, all the more reason for folks like you that are dealing with severe deficiencies or potentially severe deficiencies. Technique is key. You don't want to give yourself more problems than when you started with. So there's ways that you just in one position, just rolling your shoulders or doing any exercises you're probably supposed to be doing now. This is just going to give you an environment to give you proper structure, proper form, and kind of keep you in check. So I think you might enjoy something like this. I like how easy it is to understand and use. And I only showed you like a third of what you can even do. Like I said, I was very excited about the upper body options. And I get a lot of upper body questions this time of year because it's tank top season. That was Phyllis. I have Facebook. I admire your strength. You make it look so easy. Girl, I'm huffing and there's a reason I quit. So I appreciate you saying that you admire my strength. I do this for a living all day, every day. So I bloody well better be strong. But you know what? I'm going to be very humble and honest. I'm accountable because I have to be accountable to you guys. If I don't have sessions and I decide I'm just as lazy as the next guy. And you know what? A French fry or a walk with the dog can certainly distract me as easily as anyone else out there. So I appreciate you guys attending these sessions. Like I say, a lot of my exercise routine and staying diligent to my own self and my health goals is doing these sessions and sharing my quirky ways with you guys. Cindy, I like it. Dana, I struggle with push-ups. As I said, don't we all? We avoid it like the plague. Diana, who's 4'11", the straps will work for me. I showed Diana earlier, and I might still have, I just tied a knot in it is what I did. Or what you might find is tightening the tension on those straps. So where you place them, for some might be more resistance, but for you, you're going to be accommodating the height. So there's a few you'll find, and everybody's going to get into their habit after, you play with it like crazy for a bit, but then you kind of fall into your 3-4 moves for this body area. And, we do fall into habits, but what you might find, Diana, is using for what others might be more resistance for you, by using further connecting points under the plate, it's going to shorten the distance of those straps and you can really tailor. The other thing with the ab bar I was showing you is you can attach the straps to it, put it behind your neck, do your squats. Like, oh God, you guys are going to have some fun with this. Diana says, thank you for being here. Facebook user, I don't have your name. Looks like the board can also be used under a wheelchair, so one could use the upper body work. Yes, you know what I would actually suggest if and I do work with a lot of wheelchairs. I wouldn't recommend putting your vibration plate on it. It's not designed for that. But yes, if you are going to go on it with your wheelchair, I would make sure that you've got weight, you've got mass on the plate. Get those brakes on and position that back wheel on the plate. Now that it will, to a degree, limit what holes that you can access, but I think you're going to find for the straps, anyways. Obviously, you're going to be using these outside ones. I think you've got more than enough room. I'd be curious to hear some feedback on that one. Maybe let us know on that if that's something that you could accommodate. But really, again, you're only limited by your imagination. So thank you so much for suggesting that. Phyllis says, I feel that just watching you. Tina is from Eureka. Hi, Debbie. I love when you share here. Thank you. That is Facebook user. So make sure we know who you are for the draw. Tina, again, does it come with a reference guide? I think I answered that. Look at the manual. Sometimes we don't until after the fact. Facebook user also says, smart idea. Yes, we're all individuals who have different needs. I love how versatile Lifepro's products are. Many of them are versatile. And once you start working with some of these tools, one of the biggest things I love is combining them. Everything to me is vibration plates because it's kind of the catalyst for everything else. It just better prepares and better recovers the body than anything else. But, variety is the spice of life. And as I was saying earlier, when I was trying to play around with the ab wheel this morning, oh my word, I've got a 6-pack at 50, but I couldn't do more than 3 reps. It's just, I haven't been doing that type of exercise. So it's time for me to change things up. Love the color coding, makes it easy to use. And I do deal with many different countries. A lot of times, if you've seen some of my special needs videos, I've got some videos, I've got 10 different language versions because I deal with a lot of different languages. And something like this can be very universal, not only whether there's a language barrier, but a lot of the special needs clients I work with also have communication barriers. I can easily, instead of saying, well, let's target the biceps today, I could just go, this is, you know what I mean? It's a visual, it's a communication tool in that way. So for my therapists, my trainers out there that are trying to preach upper body, this is a great tool because, it's a visual. We're visual learners. We learn more through what we see than what we hear and read. Facebook user also says VIP Club is so wonderful. Great information share. Yeah, make sure if you're not a member and you own a Lifepro product, there's no excuse. You need to be a member of the VIP page and follow their main page too. Not everything is discussed on both pages. Sometimes there's different information on both. So make sure you're on both their main page and the VIP page. If you got friends, you're yapping it up about products and they're not able to be a member of the VIP page, make sure you share the main page because a lot of these videos will go there too. Hello, Karen from Johannesburg, Arkansas, but somewhere in Mexico. Interesting. You can still win in Mexico, but we probably won't ship it there. Quincy is watching from Iowa. Thank you. Polly, I honestly hadn't considered getting something like this before for 20 years, but this product has changed. Isn't it retarded? Sorry, that's the worst word. I'm old school, but sometimes there's things you see in your life, and I always say, well, why didn't I think of that? And I've used push-ups assist. I've seen these things, sold by different companies out there, but until Lifepro said, will you demo this thing? And I actually had to do it and figure it out because everybody knows it's all about my vibe machines, but I had a lot of fun with this. And then my kids were playing with it. And then my husband was like, I got the plus set about a month ago when I did the other demo. I mean, he's bringing it upstairs and using it at night in front of the TV. Oh my gosh. Like it's, sometimes it's just a new toy to play with, right? So I'd be curious, Polly, if you do get it, again, consistency is key, but it doesn't mean you have to do every exercise, every configuration, everything all the time. But even if you're doing one push-up regularly because you now got this new tool, you gained benefit and you will progress. Once you get better at one move, it kind of gives you the confidence to progress to other moves. Even if it's just to show off to your friends, but it's amazing the confidence that progress gives you. And unfortunately, for those of you that are dealing with medical issues, have had setbacks, again, exercise can be really frustrating. It can be a mental, challenge. And we get frustrated if we're not going to see results. And what I have found with myself personally over the years and a lot of my clients, because I wasn't no exercise guru when I got into this 15 years ago. I had issues. I had a bad knee and a big bum, and I had to lose weight. I've become who I am through years and years of experimenting on myself and people like you. And the experience has shown me that the better your technique, the less you're going to hurt yourself. It's never the toy. It's how we use it a lot of times, or overuse it. I'm going to say that again. But, for those of you that have been looking at just something different to mix things up, for the prices today, go treat yourself. If you can't treat yourself, there's financing, there's options, but really good deal on this summer price. And again, I'll just mention that they do have a lot of other amazing summer clearance pricing on a lot of different products. But I really had some fun with this one today. I have done a presentation in the past. I screwed up in a lot of ways on the ab wheel that way too. But again, we tend to avoid our weaknesses, right? We can do squats all day long as ladies because that's our strong point. But we tend to avoid upper body like the plague until it becomes a visual, right? Sometimes it's a painful thing. I've had a really bad issue with my shoulder lately, just from the mouse. I know it's just from the mouse. But it also tells me that I haven't been as diligent or consistent, which I preach to you guys all the time. So I'm going to get to the giveaway part now. I'm going to give my Lauren some heads up. And if you are here right now and you did not know, we are giving away 2 of the Infinity sets. I missed the start. You may have to say, when open on the floor, how much space does it need? Not a ton. It really depends on what you're doing on it. So if you're doing like push-ups on your toes, of course you're going to need as much room. But this is not as wide as my arms extend. So on my lap, it's as wide as my elbow to my other elbow. So I don't have the measurements in front of me, but it's not 36 inches wide. There's no way it's 36 inches wide. And then, of course, fold it up. I have a bunch at the back of my studio. I got a bunch of piece of wood with a bunch of coat hooks on it, and I just hang it up there when I'm done. And the other one I've got fully extended with the feet on it. So I hope you've had some fun today. I hope I've nagged you enough about upper body. There's no excuses anymore. If you can get your body down on the ground, you can start using this tool. If you can't get it down on the ground, I don't know, put it on your coffee table, put it on your bed. That's what's cool about something like this. Everybody can start somewhere. Make sure safety's there. And keep me posted if you do get this. Come back on the feed and give me some comments or do some updates on the page. I love when you share, there may be somebody else out there that, didn't think they could do it either. And by seeing you share and you're doing it, it's hard. I'm not always the most approachable person because I look fit and I look like but you know what? I'm just like you guys. And I'm still, in my mind, I'm still the fat girl and I buy long shirts to cover my bum. And mentally we are who we are. And even though I've spent a lot of time and effort over the years working on this, everybody needs a cheerleader, and there's always been someone in my corner, whether it's you guys motivating me to move forward, or pain. If you're suffering now, it's not going to get any better. You're just going to digress, and that strength is just going to continue to digress. So I'm going to do the drum roll now, and I don't know if you're here with us still, but the winner of the Infinity box set, winner number 1, is Sherry Quigley. Sherry, are you here? If you are, let me know. Oh, yay, Sherry's here. I love it when the winner's still here and didn't have to go back to work because Debbie rambled for so long. Thank you so much for saying that. Cindy O'Herrick is winner number 2. Cindy, are you here still with us? If you are not, no matter, but I do need Sherry and Quigley to let us know via message where you are located. We need some shipping addresses and some phone numbers to get these things out to you. And I'd love to hear some feedback when you get, oh, you are still here, Cindy. Woohoo. I look forward to seeing your feedback on this. Literally once you open up the box and you can start using this thing within like 2 minutes. So don't make it complicated. Keep it simple. Have you ever heard KISS? Keep it simple or stupidly simple, like literally. And keep it conservative to start. It's easy to overdo this if you haven't been doing upper body. Don't push yourself. How often? I personally think, upper body and core is kind of an every other day thing. If you are pushing yourself to the point of fatigue, sometimes you're doing push-ups just to relieve tension or just get things moving. That's a little bit different. But if you're pushing yourself to fatigue or you're doing other upper body as well, it's easy to overdo it. You don't need to just add this into everything else you're already doing, but find ways to incorporate it. I'm not here to add more time to your day unless you're looking for that. But I suggest every other day, if you're pushing yourself on upper body, is probably specifically for those groups. What you could, and it depends on if you're doing all of your upper body. Maybe you're just doing biceps and shoulders and you're not doing any core today. So things to consider too. Thank you so much for joining me today. Great encouragement. Pauline says, congratulations from a few. I'm excited to hear from Sherry and Cindy once they get this. And thank you very much, Lifepro, for giving me the opportunity to share this product again today. They've got so many great things. Sometimes we don't look at some of the simple things, and sometimes simplicity is really the key to success. If it's too complicated, you're just going to demotivate yourself. Don't be something that you aren't. Embrace who you are and progress that way. So thank you very much for joining me. I will see you again on Monday for kind of an interesting session. Monday is workout motivational Monday. Sorry that I'm tripping on my own tongue. We've got a whole month of sessions planned for August coming up. Take a look at the events page on either of Lifepro's page to find out what's happening. There's way more sessions than there ever used to be. In addition to Amber's amazing sessions, as always, there's Roseanne doing her thing, and of course me rambling for hours on end. So lots of great tools out there. There's never one right way to do anything. The point of these videos is to give you variety and give you options to experiment with what works best for you. So have a great day. We'll see you on Monday at 6:30 Eastern time, 3:30 Pacific time, as I normally do. And for those of you up here in Canada, I have a great upcoming long weekend. Talk to you guys soon.